our stand-up tonight needs no introduction. However, he would like to let you all know that he is a huge Scott Joplin fan. Everybody please welcome Jordan Carlos.
Thank you. Cheer for Emma and Simone one more time. This is a nice small gathering. It's almost like you guys were in a crash, and you're the survivors, and I'm just here to entertain you until the rescue crew comes. Keep up morale, you know. But thank you for having me. It's nice to be out in New York City for a little bit. I'm not from New York. I'm still trying to understand the rules. Is anybody from New York here in the room? Okay, some of you. Okay, cool. I'm trying to understand what New York is into, what you're not. It seems like New Yorkers are definitely into filth. They don't like pretty things. Like when two people are kissing in the street, like if you two were like kissing, New Yorkers often they'll be like their response is, "Nobody wants to see that. Get a room. You're disgusting." But if like a bum poops in a mailbox, we're like, "What are you gonna do?" You know, so I have no opinion about that. I've yet to have one normal human interaction in New York. This is year 15, so I'm still holding out hope. Like I was coming out of my therapist's office, and this woman goes, "Hey, aren't you somebody?" Yeah, so I just walked right back into my therapist's office. Because that was a question I was trying to answer for the past hour. Am I somebody? There's going to be a quiz when I walked outside. I have trouble talking to people in New York. I'm just not good at it. I can't even meet your eyes right now. I have trouble talking to people. Like I have this next door neighbor who looks just like me, so I'm like, "Oh, this is great. We could solve crimes together," you know. And I was walking my full-grown dog. He's very awkward. He's the kind of awkward person that infects you with their awkwardness. So I'm walking my dog, and he goes, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey," and he says, he's like just bungling, you know, trying to get words out. He goes, "Wasn't that dog a puppy?" Wasn't that dog a puppy? At one point, but you know, I was like, I had to answer him in the most Brooklyn way possible. I was like, "Well, he was a puppy, but now he identifies as full grown." So I'm embracing his journey, you know. So I like when it rains. It's been raining a lot in New York City. I like when it rains in New York because people are already prickly, but when it rains, it just blooms assholes, you know. And we divide into two groups there in New York: big umbrella people and little umbrella people. And you know who the fuck you are. You know? I'm definitely a little umbrella person. I get my little umbrella from the corner store, you know, and then I try to like navigate human traffic and not bump into any of the other 8 million people around me. I play like a video game almost. I like raise my umbrella, lower my umbrella, side to side, you know. I have my bubble, you have your bubble. I don't want any bubble trouble. And what happens is I always get taken out by the big umbrella people. Like, out of my way, peasants! You get mowed down. Big umbrella people will mow you down every time. And when I get the sight back in my good eye, I look up, and that umbrella always has the name of some bailed out bank printed on the side. Have you ever been under a big umbrella? Wow, what an experience. You're just like, well, this is how the 1% lives. Listen to the echo. Ella, Ella, hey, hey. This is nice. They never share their umbrellas. I don't know. My wife complains about the sirens in New York. She's like, "Sirens! I hate the sirens." I'm like, "Someone's suffering." She's like, "It's me. I'm trying to listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me." You know? I don't know why. My wife is like 180 years old now. My wife is great. I'm married to a white. And I don't know what you guys call yourselves these days. It's always changing. You know, you want to be called this, you want to be called. So anyway, it doesn't. I mean, there's no huge, you know. It's not a big rift, you know, except for I didn't know how much apple picking would be involved. You know. I don't mean to group people. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to group people. Some white people pick apples and Some pick pears. But they all seem to know when things are in season. So, so on our third date, she was like, "Do you want to go apple picking with me?" And I was like, "I'm black. We've picked everything we're gonna pick, but we don't just do it for funsies. Do I dress up like an INS officer? Like what? It's somebody's livelihood." So anyway, we go, and I mean, I pick, when I go to the store, like everybody else, I pick like 7 apples for 7 days, maybe 8. Maybe shit could get crazy. But when you go apple picking, you pick like 50 freaking apples, and then you're that guy at work the next day. It's like, "You guys want some? I have more than I can handle. Don't run from me." I know. When I went apple picking, I got in touch with my roots. Like my this is a smart crowd. I get a very smart vibe. There's this guy, Carl Jung. I think it's Jung. I don't know. I'm mispronouncing his name, but he talks about the collective unconscious, where you feel everything that your ancestors felt. That's a reduction. Maybe I'm wrong. But basically that's what it is. So when I was out apple picking in this orchard in Connecticut, I felt that way. I was so in the first row, I'm just taking Instagram pictures. We're frolicking. The second row, basket's getting a bit heavier, and the third row, sun's at its highest point, and then it just happened. I had this like cultural moment, and I just went, "Ooh, Lord!" and then it just started. I was like, Fuji Macintosh, Gila Golden Prius. It was so hot, I just ladled out water to myself. It's like, they work us so hard. Have I ruined apple picking for everybody? I'll get out of here. I'll say one thing. Two things. I always, I'm really saddened by the dwindling number of things that people have in common in this country. So what I do now is I watch the Nature Channel, because we are not beasts. So I was watching the Nature Channel, and this British guy was talking about how the humpback whale does it, and I'm here to report that no matter what your beliefs are, we have much better sex than the humpback whale. And are there whales in here? I got really tight. Okay, not tight. But this British guy was talking about it, so I believed him. Like, British people are like the LeBron of nature talk, like they like own it. They own it, right? So he's like, "The humpback whale, beautiful, majestic, endangered," and I was like, "Tell me more, Dumbledore," right? So this is what he said. He's like, "The male whale will call the female," right? And it's like, "Woo!" which rough translation means like eggplant emoji, or Netflix and Krill. You guys are very nerdy. All right, so the male whale, the bull whale, can go over. He can stick it in, but he doesn't have the power to thrust. So he has to call another male whale to come, literally push his butt for him. Yeah, and that's like your best friend in the whale pod, right? So I was like, "Oh man, what if I hooked up like that? That'd be insane." It's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna hit. Like, Jeff, I need you. Come down here and push my butt." "Excuse me, I pushed your butt 3 times last week. You selfish son of a bitch." Please don't make me call my dad. I mean, if we had sex like that, there'd probably be apps for it. Like call it Pusher, but with no E. And then you're looking at photographs of people's like forearms, like, "Ooh, look at that Popeye right there." That's too much. But I think that means anybody has to have sex like that. Maybe our ex-President Obama, he's got a lot of time in his hands. He'd be on the phone like, "Joe Biden, I need you to come up here and push my booty." "Yeah, I saw my Kehinde Wiley pusher, and I gotta tell you, it made me so wet." Yeah, because the POTUS is gonna put it in the FLOTUS. More time. So he said, "Wait, no, okay." I'm an equal opportunity asshole, so our current president would probably be like, "Oh God, push my ass. Chris Christie, push my ass. I told you I would find you a job. Your loyalty has been rewarded."
Get your thumb in there like a goddamn bull. That feels so great. I gotta tweet about it.
Anyway, you guys have been great.